Hey everybody, what's up, y'all? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hey Nicole. Hey Jade. I'm so tired, y'all. Like, tired. Like, exhausted. Like, exhausted, tired. It might be you, Blink, because everybody else is saying loud and clear. Hey Erica. Hey Lala. Hey Patty. Nikki. Jay. They done got our show up out of here, y'all. They done got our show up out of here. What are we gonna talk about now? I feel like the show is canceled, but we're gonna have high hopes. We're gonna we're gonna be positive because I mean, pause doesn't mean that it's canceled. It means that they're not filming this year, which will we care about the show if they film next summer to air in 2026? Probably not. I mean, if we're being real, we probably won't. If I'm being honest, I more than likely will not. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, Thumbs up the video before I forget. Hey Grant. Cass, yeah. I think it's more unfortunate because you don't hear about anybody losing their job from the cast or the crew. So I mean, we really don't have that many black shows. We don't have that many black shows. Hey, I've been. I can only do so much. Hey, CT. People don't want to see educated black folks. The pauses have surprised me because I thought that they were casting. Yeah, so I honestly and truly, like, a part of me thinks that the show is canceled, but a part of me also thinks that they are just recasting. I think they're just recasting because they were casting, so it's kind of weird to put it on pause, which is kind of a cancel. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna talk about it though. We're gonna talk about the reunion. We're gonna talk about how we feel about the cast members as a whole. If they come off a pause, who do we want to see back? Who do we think should come back? Um, what changes need to be made? Because there do need to be changes made to the show. I enjoyed the show, but the first half of the season was kind of rough to watch. First half of the season is rough to watch. The pause is given if the show returns, production will get breadcrumbs of the network budget, if at all. I think they have to really rework like filming. I think the filming schedule, the formatting, I think that's, if more than anything, that's the major issue. That's the major issue. I feel like the show lineup wasn't the best. Yeah, I feel like the show should have been on with Summer House, like the original Summer House, and then just have Martha's Vineyard come on like right after. You have to have a good lead-in show. The show probably should have been the lead-in show to Potomac. Should have been the lead-in show to Jersey. So it should have came on for me 7 o'clock, and then merged into the Housewife show. That came on afterwards, but I don't know. I don't know. Hey AP. I'm hoping that if the show comes back, they film during the summer as opposed to the off season. So Jasmine talked about this a little. She did an interview with Carlos King, and it's not as easy for them to just say, "Hey, it's the middle of July. We're gonna go film a show." So that's part of. I think that's part of the issue. I don't know if Martha's Vineyard as a community even wanted them to be all up and through the island like that. Okay, so I'm from Massachusetts and go to Martha's Vineyard every summer. It's no secret that the residents don't want the show filming there at all. Yeah, and Jasmine talked about that. So there's was it her was it Carlos King? She did another interview. Who was it with? It was like ET or something like that. But she said that part of the issues with the show is that the community just does not want them filming there. Martha's Vineyard is a vacation spot. You go there to chill, not to party. So something has to change with the show. It's unfortunate. Martha's Vineyard in theory is a good idea, but at the crux of things, it wasn't a good idea to film there. On top of it just being, hell and high water to get there. If I gotta, take a helicopter and a seaplane and all this other stuff just to get there, like, that's part of the reason why they couldn't get a lot of friends and family there either. It's a chore. It's a chore. So we're gonna give it another couple minutes. Put down in the chat though, how do you guys rate the season from a to a F? How do you guys rate not the series, but just season 2? What do you guys rate season 2? I give it I give the show I give it a B minus. I'll give the show a strong B minus. A strong B minus. I wonder how it would be if they decided to do it in a different location. Yeah. But I think the thing is they done called the damn show Martha's Vineyard. So now they got to restructure everything. I don't know what else. I don't know what they can do. Well, I have ideas, but okay. Sharon gave it a C minus. Okay. A B plus. Okay. Okay. C minus. It was more toxic than fun. Y'all know that's production. We know that's production's fault. Only C because of the way the reunion went. Otherwise, a D minus. Ooh wee. A C minus. The show was just okay. The show, I mean, does Winter House have different locations? Maybe they will have to do that with this one. I've only seen one season of Winter House, and that was because y'all said to go watch it to see how Jordan was on there. So I've literally only seen season 3 of Winter House, so I don't know if they're in a different location. I don't know how that works. The show deserves a 3rd season. A few, some very small cast changes, and we could be there. I mean, call me. Truly, truly original. Bravo. I have ideas on what we can do for the show. I got ideas. Hey, Jaquan. Jaquan gives it a C. Blink gave it a B. CT is giving it a C. It's production's fault, yeah. Because if you look at the pictures and like the videos and stuff that the cast was posting after every episode, they did more than cry and fight. That's just what we were shown. I feel like they rushed storylines. They did. They focused solely. It was like if somebody woke up and started crying, boom, that was the episode. You know what I mean? So if somebody woke up and had an argument, boom, that was the episode. Lakeisha gave it a B. Winter House is on pause as well. Yeah. The season I watched of Winter House, I enjoyed though. I didn't like Danielle. I can tell y'all that. But the season of Winter House that I watched, I enjoyed it. I did. It's not a bad concept at all. If the residents don't want them filming there, maybe that's why we didn't see a lot of places. Well, yeah, that is why. That's why. That's why they spent a lot of time. They spent a lot of time, just like at the house. Really. They need to film for 3 to 4 weeks. 2 weeks can be in the Vineyard, and the other weeks can be somewhere else. Maybe the Hamptons. They should have guests every weekend. Summer and Amir can go. We need more single guys. We need more single, energetic people in general. The reunion should have been at least they could have given them a 2-part reunion, to be honest. We glossed over so much. They glossed over a lot, and like a lot of big things that happened on the show were just completely glossed over, which was kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. They need single people in general. Summer and Alex hooking up off camera but fighting about it on the show. Like what? Yeah. B- rating. A more culturally competent production crew and cast shakeup are in due order. Keep it at the Vineyard. The original Summer House, the people don't like filming in the Hamptons. They even created regulations. But they only film in the Hamptons on the weekends, though. That's the biggest thing. So on the original Summer House, to my understanding, they go home during the week. And then they come back. With Martha's Vineyard, they were there that entire, I think it's 17 days, somebody said. They're there that entire 17 days. And if they don't have clearance to go anywhere, they're sitting in the house having decades parties. Yeah, just more single people, period. Because think about who's single on the show. Alex, Jordan, Summer, Noelle, Shanice. Yeah. That's all the single people. And if none of those people are willing to hook up or want to hook up, then, what are we doing? I think a big part of the downfall, too, is the fact that the show was a spinoff of Summer House. If the show would have come in and been called anything else, I think it would have been okay. But the fact that it's a derivative of Summer House, people wanted Summer House. People wanted Summer House. So we wanted to see the drinking, the partying, the hookups, the whatever the case. So yes, Summer House does. Martha's Vineyard does not. The people on Martha's Vineyard did not go home. They were there from the moment we saw them walk in that house to the moment that they left. They don't go home. So when you sitting there and y'all fussing and fighting and y'all sitting on top of each other, going stir crazy and getting drunk, yeah. Get rid of Summer and Amir. If they bring 2 more single women on, Alex can stay for 1 more season. I'm hoping that with the residents not wanting them there is more of a reason for the pause than anything. I think there's a lot of reasons for the pause. I think a lot of it has to do. I think a lot of it has to do with the reaction from the fans. I think a lot of it has to do with some of these relationships in the house just going straight to hell. The ratings are not the best. There's not a budget. They don't want them filming in Martha's Vineyard. And then we just complained about everything. Every week we call for somebody else to get fired. Every single week we called for somebody else to get fired. If you go in the hashtag, you see an iteration of everybody's name calling for them to get fired. So like, if you're from a production standpoint, if every time you look at the hashtag, you see a different person's name multiple times, like, get rid of all their asses. That's probably what production was thinking. Nick is single now. Nick wasn't single on the show. Shanice got on your nerves. She can go. Hey, little Eva. You're right about Summer House. They only film on the weekends, and that's how it is in the Hamptons. You go there on the weekends, and then you go back to your life. So, plus we don't know anything about these people. We don't have no backstory. Hell, we barely know how old they are. So when you don't have any backstory to these people, it's hard to build attachment to these people. It's hard to want to root for these people because we don't know them. Hey, Belle. I want to know who in the hell didn't watch the show. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised how many people were like, I don't like it. Just didn't watch it, which is fine. But a lot of people also were like praying for the downfall of the show too, which is kind of trash, but you know, people gon' people. Hey, Jay. Hey, Kira. I feel like most of the women were single and most of the men weren't. Yeah. You had a number of single women to one single man who didn't want any of them because two of them had proven themselves to be crazy. I like the energy Noelle brought in the beginning. That's what we need more of, especially males. Yeah. We need like 6 more Noelles to join the cast, for sure. Male and female. It's more like Winter House. They spend 2 weeks in the house. Yeah, but it's called Summer House, though. So when people, like, Winter House is a spinoff. So when people hear Summer House, they're like, oh, we want to see the drinking, the partying, the turn up, the hookups. That's what people are expecting from the show. So when they don't see any of that, people are like, oh, it's boring because all they're doing is crying and fighting. A lot of it is our fault. I mean, I'll take some blame, I used to be rating the hashtag, rating the trenches too, calling for everybody to be fired. I'm just as guilty of it as well. But y'all know production, they got interns, they have assistants. The network has people watching our videos. The network has people probably as decoys in the comments. The network is parked in the hashtag, so they see all the negative stuff. They see it all. Jordan can go, she doesn't engage with the cast. She does sometimes. She engages with the ladies. She didn't really engage a lot with the men. Hey, Pink and Cream. Don't these hot and bothered residents have to agree to filming in the first place? I don't know how that works. To be honest. Is it me or has Bravo been dropping the ball when it comes to the cast chemistry lately? It's important for the group to find actual friends or at least know each other before filming. So I think with this show, it's weird because the four women, the core 4 girls, do know each other. I don't think that they are actually as close of friends as the network made it seem. So I don't know how long ago they all worked at Playboy, but Jasmine, Jordan, Bria, and Shanice all worked together. So in some capacity, they were friends. Were they still as super close of friends when the show started? I think that's like the biggest question that we just never got an answer to. So from there, Jasmine had Silas. She had her husband. Silas brought his line brother, who was actually, scratch that, take Bria out of there. It's Jordan, Jasmine, and Shanice. Shanice invited Bria. Jasmine had Silas, who invited Preston. I think Jasmine invited Alex, who invited Nick, who invited Amir. And then Jasmine invited Mariah. So, like, it was a lot of Jasmine's friends, if we're being real, because Mariah is her friend. Jason was her friend. Alex was her friend. Jordan was her friend. Shanice was, like, the show was centered around Jasmine. They are her people. So, I don't know how she got iced out but, you know. So, they're friends. It's just a matter of them, like, y'all got to think about it, though. If you take me and 10 of my friends that aren't typically together all the time, and you throw us in a house full of liquor, and we're on top of each other like that, shit's gonna happen. There's gonna be arguments. Somebody gonna end up crying. People are gonna get into it. Like, what happened was a natural progression of shit that happens when you take a bunch of adults that are grown, and you stick them all in the house together. So what happened was just natural. But the cast itself, it was a cast of friends. It was a cast of friends. It just didn't cast right, I guess. We do call for people to get fired, but it's what we do. We got to complain. We do. But I think in this case, where the show was only 8 episodes last season, 10 episodes this season, and I'm guilty of it too, we did not give these people a chance to breathe either. We really didn't get to know them. There are some people, like, we didn't give a lot of them a chance. We didn't give a lot of their, like, friendships a chance. The way that people are team so-and-so and team so-and-so now, we didn't give these people a chance, but we didn't have any emotional attachment to them. They barely we didn't even get an intro. We didn't get a Family Matters style intro, Bria flipping a steak. Silas doing a push-up. We know nothing about their hobbies. We don't even know what half of them do for work. We just didn't let it, we didn't let it breathe enough. Hey, Ronald. I didn't realize that they didn't want them to film in Martha's Vineyard. You said why? Because it's a what's the word I'm thinking of, y'all? What's the word? It's a vacation spot. You go to Martha's Vineyard to chill, to get away from the busy life. So do you really want a bunch of 30 and 20-year-olds, causing a ruckus up and down the street? Or do you want to be able to, go into the local bar, get you a Long Island, and take it back to your house? So it makes sense. Tired of Shanice getting naked. I can live without seeing that. Okay. Shanice said, y'all gonna see this body. Y'all bring Potomac into everything. They called for Giselle to get fired, and here we are still with her. But Giselle's the face of Potomac. Giselle and Karen are the faces of Potomac. That's a little different when they've been established and people didn't really start hating Giselle until like season 6. We hated some of these people out the gate. Summer House didn't always film in the city. They started doing that to improve the show. Okay. I agree with you regarding not truly knowing the cast. It would have been helpful to get backstory. Yeah, the only thing that they kept saying is, we're from Playboy, we're from Playboy, we're from Playboy. That's literally all we know about these women. Hell, we just found out Jordan is a DJ. We just found out Jordan is a DJ. We don't know what Jasmine does. We know Shanice don't do nothing because she's fired. But what does Bria do? What is Bria's job? They don't even put their job titles underneath their names, do they? So I don't know. You're so right. Hey, RKN, you're so right about that. I agree because I found out through Google that Nick and Preston are over 35. We don't know how old any of these people are. We don't know anything about them. So when you know more about a cast member, you're more likely to build a bond. And sometimes it's as simple as I'm a Libra. Oh shit, that person's a Libra too. I already know I'm gonna like that person. We don't even have like that. So it's very easy for us to be like, F Jordan, get her off the show. F Jasmine, get her off the show. We don't have an attachment to them whatsoever. There's no promotion. They don't do anything. They're barely on Watch What Happens Live. So we got to do better. Bravo. If they bring it back, I can only see them bringing back a few people. The cast as a whole just doesn't seem to really work. I'm actually wondering what they're basing casting on anyways. So the show started after piecing everybody's interviews together. The show started from the summer after Silas and Jasmine, I think, got engaged. They took a group trip to Martha's Vineyard. On the trip Preston was invited. He couldn't make it for some reason. Jordan was there. Mariah was there. Jason was there. Shanice was there. Who else did they say? Alex was invited, but he couldn't make it for some reason. And then there were like just a bunch of other people that were asked to be on the show but declined. Jordan posted the picture to her Instagram because Jordan works in the industry. A producer, friend, or somebody saw the picture, asked her about it. Her response was, oh, this is Jasmine and Silas's annual group trip. She gave the producer their information, and then the show was pitched to them. Jasmine and Silas invited people. Basically, they tried to mimic like the same trip. So that's why the cast is a lot of the same people. So the trip worked when there were no cameras and everybody was just able to chill and be themselves. You add cameras and now it's stressful. Now it's stressful for everybody. I blame production for focusing on the crazy girls. Who's crazy? People had things going on. I'm trying to be sympathetic to Summer. People had things going on. They're not crazy. I wonder how it would be if they did real world style with strangers paired together. They should bring back the real world. When people stop being, when people stop being fake and start getting real. Black folks don't know other black shows on Bravo except for The Housewives. You got to promote it. There's no promotion with this show. Memorial Day, before the reunion, I watched New Jersey because I was just sitting here, and throughout the entire episode of Housewives of New Jersey, they did not promote the reunion for Summer House until the 54-minute mark. The 54-minute mark. So if somebody did happen to turn to, New Jersey and then decided around the 45-minute mark they was going to just go ahead to bed because they didn't have anything else to do, they wouldn't have known that the reunion was coming on. A lot of it is promotion. But there are a lot of black people that knew about the show because Black Twitter talks about it and just didn't want to watch it, which is fine. But a lot of black people shit on the show too, even though they didn't watch it. So yeah, we said that. But they did more stuff. It was easier for them to get people in. Martha's Vineyard is an island. So you have to take a plane or a ferry to get there. That's not the easiest thing to do. Winter House, they hung out with the locals. They had more places to film. So I think if the show would have came in and been called anything other than Summer House, there wouldn't be as many complaints. Summer sort of, okay. Summer redeemed herself for you, did she? Okay. Hey, Celeste. Black folks don't respect no other. Oh Lord, I can't see. Feel you this paragraph. Black folks don't support no other black shows on Bravo except for Housewives. Married to Medicine has been awesome for years, but folks never watch like they do RHOP or ROA. Well, that's because people like to lie and say that they don't want to see drama, but they do. A lot of people's complaint with Martha's Vineyard is the drama. But look what Potomac was. Look what Atlanta was. I don't watch Married to Medicine. But, like, people like drama. They just want it to be on their own terms. So people that say, well, I don't want to see black people get drunk and stuff like that. We've seen many a drunkard on The Housewives. Many. That's what people do on Love and Hip Hop. That's what they did on Black Ink Crew. They just had a tattoo needle in their hands. So... Hey, Bonnie. Bonnie does recaps. Belle does too. I'm sorry. Belle, the Belle Perspective does recaps on the show. Bonnie Scotch does recaps on the show. So make sure you guys check those out. The only Bravo celebrity I've ever called to be fired is Phaedra, then Marlo. But Amir and Natalie can go. And Natalie ain't even a Bravo celebrity. That's the gag. She's just there. She is literally just there. I just wish they would give it a chance to grow. Yeah, like I said, while I am being pessimistic, I think that they're just recasting. But my thing is, I know myself. If they can't film this year, mainly because they probably didn't get a house in time, right? They're going to film next summer, 2025, to bring the show back 2026. I truly am not going to care. I promise you I'm not going to care. Not gonna care in any capacity about the show. Certain shows, like the show is hot right now, the way it was trending, to go that long without it, disaster. We complain about all the casting for these shows. It does seem unfair to pull the plug when the white franchise gets multiple seasons to flop and have low ratings. I don't think the ratings are that bad. Like, and that's true. If you look at the ratings for, what's that show? Southern Hospitality. It was some show that somebody sent me the ratings to, and they were maybe 20,000 more. So, like, the ratings are in the dump for everything because people don't have cable. People stream. So, I'm curious what the Peacock ratings are. But, like, I have cable, so I watch it on Bravo. But I know a bunch of people that watch it on Peacock. So I don't know if it's necessarily based on ratings. 2 weeks. It is. I live alone, right? So imagine me that's used to being in my own space, doing whatever I want to do, going to stay in the house with somebody for 17 days. Everybody you just don't like just because you don't like them. Now you want to go do this. You're sharing the bathroom. You're sharing the kitchen. You're forced to do group scenes. People are going to get agitated. People are going to get aggy. They're definitely going to. You have to be a protagonist and an antagonist to create drama. Everyone can't get along. You have to have, yes. If everyone got along, it would be boring, which is true. Which is true. I don't even know what those shows are, but I'm assuming they're black shows that got canceled. Oh, you like this? I like the season 2. It was okay. It was okay. It was okay. Bravo got a lot going on. Bravo canceled Andy's lawsuits. Yeah, they canceled BravoCon this year. Vanderpump Rules, which is like a good part of the bread and butter for Bravo. They're on pause right now. So Bravo might not be Bravo very soon. Hey, Monique. Black folks don't even watch RHOP until there was a fight. Backstory would have helped for sure. For sure. We all know Truly Original is the problem. We all know Truly Original is the problem. We know that. It's like Truly Original's goal is to tank black shows. They show everybody in a negative light. All they want to show is the fighting. All they want to show is the crying. Like, you would think that they didn't have fun this season until you go to like their Instagrams and you see them posting pictures from the episode and it's like, oh, y'all do like each other. Okay, cool. Bria's face card is never going to decline. I'll give her that, but that is an annoying young lady. We'll say that. That is an annoying young lady. You remember their job titles? I know Preston's a lawyer. I know Jasmine's a screenwriter. Nick is a stylist. Jordan is a DJ. I think Summer is a screenwriter and actress. I feel like, what does Noelle do? Did they ever tell us what Noelle does? You got to create backstory for people. You got to create backstory. I don't have an attachment to any of these people. And I think that's the thing. Like, we can say who we would like to come back, but realistically, if the show were to start filming again this year and they got rid of everybody, we wouldn't care. We don't have an emotional attachment to any of the people. We don't have hell, the cast really doesn't engage with anybody because they never promoted them too. Some of them live tweet the episodes, but nobody's verified. They don't have any followers, so you don't know if it's them. You know what I mean? Like, the Bravo as a network just dropped the ball with the show. They never forced us to get like an emotional attachment to the cast. If you don't, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't feel like, oh my God, I want to see this person back on TV, does it really matter if they're on the show or not? The answer to what? The answer to what is Silas? I feel like I don't like Silas for the sheer fact that Silas was acting like they daddy. These are all grown people in this house. We don't need you to tell us what to do, how to do it, when to do it, why we should do it. Like, these are all adults. They can figure out some things. The only thing that they need is a chore chart so they can all start to clean up. That's the only thing that they need to switch up. I think we are basing the show like a housewife show. This is a show about friends having a 2-week vacation. We just looking for good times. Not even good times. We're looking for authentic times. We're looking for authentic times. People are going to argue. Somebody's going to cry. People are going to argue. Somebody's going to cry. Somebody's going to get naked. Like, these are things that are going to happen, but there has to be a balance on the show. We have seen every lady on this cast have at least 2 meltdowns. I believe this season. 2 meltdowns this season. Hey Nicole, I heard about the show through me, and I watched the original Summer House since the beginning. Was shocked they had their own show. See how terrible that is? That means that even during Summer House, nobody's even promoting the show when it's a derivative of it. That's, it's concerning. Not everyone can handle what comes along with fame and notoriety. I think the group has a lot of folks in it that need to stay away from fame. Let's pivot to that. Let's pivot to that. Hey, another round. So, who do y'all think changed the most from season 1 to season 2? Not based on what the other cast member said, but from like just watching. So you watch season 1, and then when you watch season 2, who do you guys think changed the absolute most? Preston said that he had a lot of interviews before he was cast. Preston been doing a lot of talking. Preston been doing a lot of talking. Low key, I don't think Summer was going through that much. I think she was butthurt that Alex turned her down, even though he was inside of her and made him okay. You are mean, Belle. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna get to Summer because I do want to talk about Noelle's interview. They filmed half summer, half fall. So they filmed um like the last week in August and then the first week in September. So it's not really peak season. It's like the tail end of it. I have a theory too. I haven't given my theory yet, but I have a very rational, logical theory. I just wanted to be a little pessimistic for a minute. Hey, P. Okay. So y'all put in the chat. Noelle does IT. Okay. That's good to know. So it looks like everybody is saying summer. People feel that I think Preston changed too. But people are saying Summer and Jasmine. Petty Duke doesn't think anybody changed. You still say Jasmine changed the most. I think Jasmine changed because Silas wasn't there. Summer changed from the first episode to the last in the first season. None of them. Preston and Summer. Summer changed. I thought she was sweet. She beat Bria up the first season. She inserted herself into Bria's business and then fought her. I don't know what's sweet about that. Jasmine changed the most. Bria was the most consistent. Okay. We probably do. We probably do have the same theory. You don't think anybody changed, Phil? Really? I think a couple people changed. You think they were strategizing to be the house runners because Jasmine... I don't know why y'all keep... Okay, sure. Not a Jasmine fan. She changed a little bit, but I think it's because her... Yeah, I think she was just more relaxed because Silas wasn't there. She didn't have to, get up and cook and clean and all that stuff. Summer didn't change. She got worse. Oh, okay. Jasmine was fake AF season 1. She was without Silas and pregnant this season. Bria is a brat. Jordan was dry and tired. Well, I know you don't like Jordan P. You make sure to let every comment section know. Jasmine was newly married. You have to give people... Let's talk about this. This whole room to adjust. What I think a lot of people are kind of missing with this whole dynamic with Jasmine and her friends is yes, right? When my friends started getting married, we were the same age. We were in the 28, 29-year-old age. My first friend got married at age 22. But when my friends really started to get married, we were 28, 29, 30 as well. There is an adjustment period, sure. But that adjustment period does not mean that you steamroll over your friends. And I think that's the part, for me at least, that people are just kind of negating. Yes, Jasmine changed, and because Jasmine got married, that is not a reason by any means, for them to ice her out. But I don't think they're icing her out for them or for her because she got married. I don't see it that way. Jasmine was hell to these people season 1. And if we look back at the timeline, they filmed August 2022, okay? The show didn't air until May and June of 2023. So if that's a good period, we don't know what happened when I'm not in front of the camera. I don't know what your confessional said. I don't know what you said about my back because I have no idea because I haven't seen the show. So the show airs May and June of 2023. So now these people are watching the show. We're seeing everybody's confessionals. We're seeing all the shady shit that everybody said about everybody else, whether to each other or in confessionals. They turn around and they film in August. That's a 2-month period. There's going to be residual anger. There's going to be residual anger. But at the end of the day, because you got married, your entire personality should not change. Jasmine told Bria she didn't respect her relationship because she wasn't married like she was. Jasmine did not respect Jordan being celibate because she didn't understand what Jordan's ultimate goal with celibacy was. Jasmine shaded Shanice a time or two. Jasmine yelled at Bria to stay in your room like she was a child. We saw on there were different times when her friends were going through things, and Silas would tell her, your friend is crying, your friend is doing this, and Jasmine would say, I don't care. I literally don't care. It's not a matter of them just feeling as if Jasmine changed. They saw it and they did not see a bunch of stuff that she did. On top of the fact, we don't know what's going on outside of the cameras. We're not seeing everything. Jasmine said that Jordan was her sister cousin and let Silas steamroll her ass that first episode. Silas basically said Jordan is not a good friend. Jordan keeps you out late. Jordan has you partying. Jordan has you getting free drinks from men. Jordan doesn't value your safety. And then let Alex call her a toxic friend. So I can see why people have issues with her. Personally, do I think that it's enough to throw away the friendship? I don't think it's enough to throw away the friendship, but I'm also not them. If they feel that their reasons are valid, then hell, they feel their reasons are valid. But I don't think that their friendship can end because of this. Everybody needs to sit down and talk. And now that the show is paused, y'all got ample time to sit down and talk. Ample time to sit down and talk. And that's the thing too. That's the thing. It's not that I hate Jasmine. I don't hate any of these people. These are all strangers. I don't know any of their asses. But I'm not going to completely ignore and forget everything that Jasmine did just because she came back pregnant and her husband is deployed. You fucked around and found out, and now your friends don't want to be bothered with you. That's really what happened. You can't disrespect everybody and then feel the way like, well, I don't know why anyone's mad at me. Yes, you do. You know exactly why these people are not effing with you. You just don't want to admit it. It's a lack of accountability. That's all it is. That's what I'm saying. She was in a hard position. It also takes for Jasmine to communicate that too. I think a lot of people are saying that Shanice can't communicate what her issue was with Jasmine. People are saying that Jordan can't communicate her issue. People are saying Preston can't communicate his issue. Jasmine did not communicate because people are saying, don't talk about off camera, talk about what happened on camera. If we're talking about what happened on camera, at no point did Jasmine tell any of her friends that she was drowning in that marriage. At no point did she do that. She made it seem as if her marriage was perfect and that everything was fine and y'all need to get like me because I'm married now. That's what she did. It's a lack of accountability and it's a lack of communication all the way around. All the way around. Jasmine's slip was showing at the reunion, but y'all don't want to admit it. The moment that Jasmine said, you know these people through me, I said, oh girl, we're not 12 anymore. Jasmine wanted blind loyalty. She wanted blind loyalty. I mean, you can stay on whoever you want to stay on, but I just personally, I try to see all angles. I understand Jasmine's angle. Jasmine felt like she was drowning in her marriage, sure, but Jasmine didn't tell her friends that either. She judged her friends for not being married like she was. I can just see both sides of it. It's a lack of accountability from Jasmine. However, the women also lack transparency. Some of them do. Some of them do, for sure. I don't respect Jasmine. Okay. She went from being homeless to letting a man have financial control over her. You crying about Jordan, but you let Silas drag you about not pressing his pants. I mean, but she came back and humbled herself and wanted them to tell her where she could have done better, but everyone acted like it was just her being different. Did she humble herself, though? And I only ask because do y'all honestly think that if Jasmine would have come back with Silas in that house, she would care? If Silas didn't get deployed, do y'all honestly think that Jasmine would have come back and wanted to suddenly make amends with these people? I don't. I don't. I don't. I agree. Jasmine said things to Preston at the reunion was childish. Don't bring folks together if you don't actually want them to build relationships. That's just a part of life. You know what I mean? Like, the best friend that I have now, I met through my former best friend. I mean, like, sometimes people just click better. Preston and Jordan they have something in common that they click a little bit better. But you can't get mad about that. We're adults. If I introduce a friend to another friend and those two friends link up and they become cool and I'm sitting at home on a Friday night and they're on Instagram and they're out at the bar, can I be mad about that? No. They forged a relationship. But what loyalty is there to have, though? I think that's the part that I truly don't get. If we're out and we're at a party and I'm hanging out with Belle and Belle introduces me to Bonnie and then Bonnie shows up with another round and me and another round hit it off and now we're cool and we exchange Instagrams and then the two of us decide to go get drinks one night, do I owe loyalty to Belle to not hang out with another round? No. I don't. Because we're not 5. And I can't say Belle is my friend and no one else's. You can't, we don't do that as adults that are in our 30s. Especially when you decided to kind of push everybody away and put your husband as your part one or as your best friend, which he should be. which she should be. So I don't understand like the blind loyalty personally. That's me. I did see it. I did watch their episode. Yeah. I don't think she did either. I don't think she did either. That we can't answer because that's not what happened. What didn't happen, Phil? But hear me out. Do we think the other cast members were annoyed that they weren't the producer's pet? Jasmine pushed convos like Kyle does. Well, I think who do y'all think wanted to be the producer? The network's pets are Jordan, Jasmine, and Preston, the three of them. So I don't know why y'all think Preston and Jordan are jealous of anything with Jasmine or vice versa. The three of them do all the promo for Bravo. The three of them are always talking to like the actual press. The three of them do the US Weekly interviews. The three of them do the Entertainment Tonight. The three of them do the E-News. The three of them do the People interviews. So all three of them are the network pets. If you go to Bravo TV, they're the only three that are doing like the Vines. They're the only three that are doing, I'm not Vines. That's how old I am. They're the only three that are doing the TikToks. All three of them are the producer pets. I don't think anybody in the house is jealous of anybody else either, to be honest. I don't think any of these ladies are jealous of the other. Like in any capacity. What did Mariah's tweet about Jasmine mean? Mariah's trying to get back on the show. Mariah was coming for Jordan on Twitter too. Mariah has said something about Preston on Twitter as well. I think Mariah wants back on the show, to be honest. But I mean, here's the thing though. That's another person. So are now y'all gonna say that Mariah is jealous of Jasmine? Or is that only reserved for people that's actually on the cast? Because Mariah's tweet about Jasmine came way out of left field too. But nobody's talking about that. The women are way harder on each other than they are with the men because they're friends. Because they know each other. They have history. I think that's why they have history. I think that's the biggest issue. I think mine still are too. I have the same friends from kindergarten. What does loyal mean in the context? Yeah. I think different people have different ideas of loyalty. Like, Shigo too clearly has a definition of loyalty where that person believes that everybody should be indebted to Jasmine. That's just not the way that life works. People have different levels of loyalty, and if everybody doesn't have the same definition, it's going to be different. You can't steal a person. You know why? Because people are not possessions. People aren't possessions. If me and my current best friend now went to college together, so we had classes together and we hung out on campus together and we lived in closer proximity to each other, we're going to in turn end up being closer friends than my other friend that went to college across town, that we didn't see on a daily, that we didn't have classes with, that we didn't go to different college parties with, that we didn't hang out on campus with. You can't steal a person. You can't steal a person. She's definitely allowed to apologize, but has she? I think too, just because somebody apologizes, that doesn't fix everything either. So many people throw out an I'm sorry and they don't truly mean it. So she's allowed to apologize, but if they don't feel like, if they don't think it's valid or they don't think it's genuine, they're like, they don't. They just don't. People will feel away regardless because feelings are hurt. Some people are more sensitive than others, which is true. Some people are way more sensitive than others when it comes to stuff like that. But no, but can't you also include the friend? But do you have to all the time, though? That's the question. Do you have to? You can, but again, if me and another round, if we become friends because we click over a show or we both like a type of food or something, do I have to include my friend? Do I have to include Bill? If me and another round go and we want to go get Thai food because we both love Thai food, but I know that my best friend, I know that Belle doesn't, can we not go get Thai food because Belle doesn't? That's the thing. And the way that Jasmine said it was very much, you're my friend, so you can't be friends with anybody else. That's how it's coming across, and I think that's the bigger issue. On top of Silas saying they were never friends. Preston said he is Silas's friend. Well, line brother. He said he was never friends with Jasmine. And I do think because Preston is gay, that people are assuming that he was friends with Jasmine. It could have really been, this is my LB and this is his wife. And I think that's where the biggest disconnect is. And you know why? Because we don't have backstory on these people. We don't have backstory, so we really don't know the extent of their relationships. Boom. See? Their feelings are hurt. I don't believe in blind loyalty either. You can acknowledge that Jasmine's feelings are clearly hurt, but Jasmine has to take accountability for what she did. The same way that Jordan's feelings were clearly hurt by something that Jasmine did, and she needs to take accountability for the part that she played in that and tell her too. It's just, my thing is, it's both of them. It's a both of them issue. It's not just one person, the way that, you know, the audience wants to make Jasmine out to be this huge victim. I just don't see it that way. But you introduce them though. That's the thing. If you are not prepared for two people to start kicking it without you, don't introduce them. They are like this an age old saying, don't mix your groups of friends. Never mix all your friend groups. I have very separate friend groups for different things. You don't mix your friend groups all together because you'll end up being the one left out. Hey, Jay, keep it a buck. Ladies be lying. Ladies be trying to their own friends, don't want them cozying up to other friends without being present. I think a lot of guys do that. Well, I don't know if guys do that. But yeah, people are protective over their friends. But at the same time, that's a risk you take because we're adults. We're adults. We're grown. Jasmine is the one who will listen to production. Are you sure? Are you sure? You sure? There are some people that have not done any interviews and that are not running about the mouth like some people are. Now see, I've been through that. My cousin introduced me to her friend and then got mad because we were hanging out. She always assumed he talked her business to me. I don't get it, and I never did that. If there are friends in the same friend group, why is there a need to be loyal to one over the other? There's always cliques within cliques. That's true too. There's like, this group is so big that there are going to be smaller silos in there. There's going to be smaller silos. I think this season would have gone completely different if Jasmine didn't have her pregnancy and Silas being gone is her sympathy crutch this season. I honestly do. I just do. And people think that I just don't like Jasmine, but that's not the case. I just see things for what they are. I can see both sides of it. Nobody on the show is a victim. Absolutely nobody on the show is a victim. That's why I'm shocked that they stuck Preston at the end. Like, let's talk about the seating chart. Do y'all think the seating chart really means anything? I thought it would be Bria and Summer first chair. I didn't mind Jasmine first chair, but I don't think she needed it. But yeah. Yeah. I don't think Mariah needs to come back either. I don't think anybody that got kicked out needs to come back. Bye, Erica. Mariah, her tweet about Jordan is still up, saying that Jordan needs to keep her name out her mouth or something like that. And then the one with Mariah, the one about Jasmine was it was something like Summer got to stay in the house because my friend had her back, but my friend didn't have my back. So I don't know who Mariah is still cool with. Yeah, I don't see jealousy with any. I just don't see jealousy with any of these ladies. I don't see jealousy with any of the ladies. I don't think they have a reason to be jealous of each other. To be honest, they all want different things in life, and they're all headed towards different things in life. I think I think viewers just like to say jealousy because it's the easiest word to use. I don't think anybody is jealous of anybody else's life on this cast. Mariah, Simon, and Nutrich should have been on the reunion. And um, yeah, yeah. Simon didn't really need to be there, but Natalie should have had her ass there so she can get read down. And I don't think Mariah and Phil needed to be there necessarily, but I can see why people want them there. If you're my friend for years, I think you owe. And see, but that's the thing though. How do we know they didn't talk? And whenever I say that, people are like, no, we're going off of the show. We are, but if we're going off of the show, Jasmine and Jordan did talk. What we found out in that talk is that Jordan and Silas came to some understanding in a group chat. Jasmine left her on red. So then when Jasmine felt ready to talk, however long afterwards, Jordan didn't want to talk to her anymore and she ignored her phone calls. So, I mean, both of them just have terrible ass communication with each other. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, they talked about it and they each like left each other on red at different points. So, until they get on one accord, they're always going to be in this, they're always going to be at this standstill. Hey, D movie man. I saw a clip of Jasmine's interview with Carlos King where she tried to dance around the fact that Jordan was her plug to the show. Yeah, I think everybody at this point knows that Jordan was the plug to the show, and then Jasmine and Silas became like the focal point of the show. If they're beefing about that, that's stupid because I'm sure y'all all are getting paid the same amount. Who in the cast do I think feels like they are superior to the others? I only think Jasmine does. I truly only think Jasmine does. And I think a little bit of Summer does too. I think Summer feels superior to other people, i.e., Shanice. If every other female on the cast going on a trip leave me out, I would feel a certain way. Yes, but if you're not talking to anybody, would you expect to be invited? That's the thing. That's the thing. Thank you, Bonnie, for the super chat. I think Preston is definitely smelling himself a little bit. Preston said y'all can keep up with him on his newsletter though. Not at the show. Not that the show is canceled. You can keep up with him on his newsletter. In some interviews, Preston said that the seat placement was going to be very important. Preston was hanging off. Preston was hanging off. If it was a couch, he'd have been one cheek on. He was barely there. Let's be honest. All but two people outside of Silas still F with Jasmine. It can't be all the other people. Mariah's not even effing with her strong, and they lived in the car together. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying. We have not talked about the Kempire interview yet, Dan. We're getting ready to talk about it. But that's all I'm saying. If everybody has a problem with you, at what point do we say, you know what? Maybe it's me. But that again is that's lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. So before we talk about Noelle's interview, if we had to bring the show back, let's say if there was a season 3, who would you guys want to kick out? No, because I know it's going to be a long list. Who do y'all think should come back? If there were 4 people that they chose to come back, what 4 would y'all bring back? What 4? My cousin doesn't speak to me today because she feels like I stole her best friend. Good Lord. My God, he was my neighbor. What was I supposed to do? Ignore him and not go get a plate? Oh my God. That's funny. But I try to tell y'all but I'll be honest. It wasn't until I did a rewatch that I really started to see things differently. It honestly was when I did a rewatch, and I was like, I feel like I've been watching this wrong, or I'm not paying attention to certain things. I do feel like that. This too, if I wasn't talking to anybody, why would I want to be invited? That's the thing. You're beefing with your sister cousin. You don't know where you stand with Preston. You and Bria have had issues. You and Summer have had issues. You and Shanice, I guess, have had issues. Why do you want to go to Jamaica with them? Why? Why would you want to go and be uncomfortable? But okay. Okay. All right, y'all. Oh, yeah. Like the video, please, if you can. All right, y'all. So who are we bringing back if we can? Bring back Preston, Noelle, Alex, and Nick. Okay, that's a good group. That's a good group. Amir can go. I can tolerate the rest. I'm going to tell y'all this. I think Amir played himself, too. Talking about I'm not coming back if my girlfriend can't come back. Well, ain't nobody coming back now. How about that? Nobody's coming back. Put up that little sad Instagram reel that he did. Mariah, the guys, boot Jasmine and Bria. So you want just Mariah and the guys to come back. Okay. Jordan, Preston, Nick, and Noelle, and Summer. Now that's 5 people, Sarah. No, those are the 5 you want back. Okay. Milo, Noelle, Nick, and Alex. Y'all know Bria got to come with Bria got to come with her dog. Nick, Alex, Jasmine, Noelle, Silas. I told y'all 4 names. What is going on here? Y'all are cheating. Patty Duke said Jordan, Preston, Jasmine, Nick. Nick, Noelle, Jordan, Bria. You only Nick to come back? 4 people. Thank you, Cass. Alex, Noelle, Nick, Preston. So y'all want Noelle back. Okay. We want Noelle and Nick back for sure. Milo said he ain't going to boarding school. Milo ran. And are we really going to act like production wouldn't holding the dog in the bushes or something? Why did they let Milo run off like that? Okay, I would keep the same cast and replace Amir with Jason. I would love for Jason to come back. I think Jason was very level-headed. Jason got along with everybody. I would love for Jason to come back for sure. Noelle, Nick, Jasmine on the weekends, and Alex. Noelle, Nick, Alex, and Bria. I think she wants Nick for real. So I would bring back Lord have mercy. I would do Nick, Preston, Jordan, and Noelle, and then I would do Shanice and Jasmine on the weekends, and then bring in more singles. Jasmine, Silas. Oh Lord. Okay, Jasmine, Silas, Jordan, and Preston. Okay. Dylan. They do. Where are the shows back like that? Bring back Making the Band, where we're walking for cheesecake and singing for a bed. That's what we need back. Nick, Alex, Preston. Jordan's okay. She was just boring this season. I think Jordan was sick all season. She I don't know. She was out of it the same way she was out of it over on Winter House, where she just was there. I like Jason. Jason was handsome too. Nick, Noelle, Alex, and Jordan. Okay, that's a good group. If you don't know, you're too young. I said 4. Okay, fine. Then I won't do my weekends. If we're not doing the weekends, then I say bring back Preston. Okay, let me switch that. If we're doing just 4, Preston, Jordan, Noelle, and Nick. I would bring back the 4 of them. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Noelle's interview. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's talk about Noelle's interview. Hey, Roxy. Make sure you guys check out Roxy's channel for sure. Nick and Noelle were the only unanimous votes. You know the show can come back without Diddy, right? He don't have to be there to have Making the Band. Anybody can make a band. Just like we can do The Apprentice without Donald Trump. They don't have to be them same people. Nick, because I need to see single Nick and these ladies' behavior now. That part. That part. Jordan gives nothing. All right, y'all. So Noelle's interview. Did y'all see it? All right. So Kempire. No, she doesn't. Dan, I won't let you do that. Roxy does not give Summer vibes. Summer is crazy, and I will not let you put that on Roxy. And she don't watch the show, so she can't defend herself with it. So Noelle got on Kempire's Instagram live to talk about some behind-the-scene things from that's been going on with the show. So, as I kind of suspected, Summer was voted out. Summer was voted out that house because why else would she leave a day or two early? So apparently Summer No, you're not her. You're not her. Don't let them do that to you. I thought they meant Summer like in the season, but Apprentice didn't work. No, Apprentice was good. Apprentice gave me classic gifs too. Okay. So with the when we're talking about the what is that called? Noelle's interview. So basically, Summer was up in there really laying hands and feet on these people, okay? And I'm paraphrasing. But the night that Summer, after the Freaknick party, or as Noelle calls it, Freaknick, Okay, after the Freaknick party, Summer got into the altercation with, or the argument with Bria. Got into the argument where, you remember, she was like yelling at Bria. Noelle was trying to hold her back. Apparently that night, Summer laid hands, and not in a good way. Summer laid hands on Shanice, and Summer laid hands on Noelle twice. Now, also remember that Summer made it seem as if she was going through a lot, and she was, okay? I can give her that. Do I think that the lot that she was going through exonerates her and excuses her from her piss poor behavior? Absolutely not. We got to learn to keep our hands to ourselves. And that's something that Summer cannot do. Summer can't hold her liquor. And the worst thing to have is that somebody that cannot hold their liquor is going around being an angry, belligerent, aggressive, physical drunk. So because Summer was drunk that night, she apparently pushed Noelle twice. She pushed Shanice. They had a house meeting. They had a couple house meetings where Noelle was like, well, if she hit me, I want to be able to hit her back. Production said, no, ma'am. This is not Fight Club. No, you can't hit somebody back to get your lick back. So they were trying to get Summer out the house. They were voting her out. People in the house were trying to protect her and keep Summer there. I am more interested in knowing who voted for Summer to stay, because I would like to cross-reference that with who voted Mariah out. Because Mariah gave little push. It wasn't a big deal what Mariah did. A push like that. But Summer drug Bria. We saw Bria's legs and feet in the air from Summer dragging her season 1. And then we saw her again push Noelle. And again, she didn't push Noelle aggressively, but this was more of a, more shoulder action. But do we believe this? I think that's the thing. We don't really know Noelle. We have no reason for Noelle to lie. I actually don't know if I think that Jordan would have, because Jordan and Summer at that time were going through something. So I don't know if Jordan would really vote to keep her there. Because remember, they had already had an argument. Then on top of the argument, Jordan had just found out that Summer says she don't even like being her friend and it's not that fun. We never saw Summer and Jordan talk about that. So I don't know. You think it's classism? Really? The Jamaica crew that's not foolproof because she pushed a member of the Jamaica crew. Jasmine got y'all calling these people the Jamaica crew, and it don't even seem like they that big of a crew. If she pushed Shanice, who went to Jamaica, I don't think Shanice is going to vote to protect her. I need to know who voted for Summer, too. I really want to know who voted to keep Summer in that house, as opposed to who voted Mariah out. And I wonder if production was trying to protect somebody, and that's why we didn't see that house vote. Because production knows that we are hot that Mariah got kicked out unjustly. I'm very, very, very curious. Noelle was the person who said she don't do sloppy seconds, but turned... Noelle also clarified, thank you, another round. Noelle also said that the night that we saw her crying after Summer and Jordan all but, bust each other in their shit, that she was only crying because she almost got into a fight with a local. Truth be told, y'all, The fact that Noelle was about to fight one of the locals could be the reason that the show was on pause. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? Shanice has not confirmed anything. Nobody has confirmed anything at all. Nobody has. I saw the Empire interview, and I feel like Noelle sought out a friendship with Summer to get on the show. So I didn't hear the first part of the interview. So how did they meet? How did Noelle get on the show? I know that Summer was messing around with Noelle's roommate, but like, did she tell her to apply? Like, what's the backstory with that? I think Preston and Jasmine vouched for Summer to stay, who voted Mariah out last season aside from Bria and Amir. Everybody voted Mariah out last summer. Everybody voted Mariah out for putting her hands on somebody. Every single person. If somebody didn't, then I'm remembering wrong. But to my knowledge, every single person in that house voted Mariah out. I think it was Preston and Jasmine too. I kind of feel like it was Preston and Jasmine. And it could have been Jordan too, but only because Jordan had just found out that Summer was saying that she doesn't say, like, it's not fun to be her friend or whatever the case. I don't know if she would have voted her to stay there. No, you're fine. I just got choked up at you saying that, she did a little wall slide. I also feel like Noelle is a true pageant girl that only takes accountability that makes her look good regarding being too vulnerable and open. She took accountability for everything, right? No? I thought she took accountability for everything. Summer the problem, and Noelle is the fan. Damn. Hey, Shayna. Shayna does recaps on Martha's Vineyard, so make sure you guys go check her recaps out. Check her channel out. Summer told her to apply. Okay. I mean, do we believe Summer though? I'm not Summer. Do we believe Noelle? So Noelle then talks about the whole thing with Alex, which I'm sick of hearing about. At the end of the day, Noelle, Summer told you when y'all were sitting up in that bedroom that she slept with Alex. You done heard her say at this point in the season that he had been inside of her at least a couple times, at the least. You still pursued that man after you bought him the little tofu burger, and he told you it's the effort. It's the effort. Not a thank you, but it's the effort. I feel like Noelle got what she got when it came to Alex. I feel like she got what she got when it came to Alex. Noelle spoke to the roommate about the show, and he mentioned he was dating Summer and introduced them. Okay. Not Noelle was sneaky to get on the show. I told her to apply. They went out for lunch and dinner, and she liked Noelle's personality. Well, we could tell that Noelle was a fan of the show. We knew she was a fan. Preston will give an interview to discuss. I hope Preston has learned from his interviews. He got caught in plenty lies. Preston got caught in some lies. So I should hope that Preston won't do any more interviews. The show was over. So just ride into the sunset, sir. Noelle didn't take account for still. I thought she did. I think no, she did. The part that I heard she did, she took account for it. I thought at least. Summer told her they were looking for new cast members. Oh, okay. Hot take, I still think we need to watch Noelle more closely or more carefully. She still seems pretentious to me. Now, y'all know this is about people in the Vineyard. They're going to be elitist. They're going to be pretentious. They're going to be uppity. They're going to be. Noelle is also an AKA. All of my friends that are AKAs are just like Noelle. They have an air of pretentious about them. A lot of my family members are AKAs. They have an air of pretentious about them. I didn't hear Noelle. No, she didn't hear at the first dinner, but she heard after that. She heard a couple times after that because Summer said it every chance that she got. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Even if Alex never said inside of Summer, the fact that Summer was interested enough for Noelle to. Yeah. 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 I believe. Okay, so the Barclays situation. Now, I remember when the picture came out. So we all know the picture, right? That they were talking about. So the entire Summer House cast in March got invited to a Brooklyn Nets game. That's who plays at the Barclays, right? The Nets got invited to the Nets game when because I follow Noelle, Shanice, and Jordan on Instagram, and they were all posting the like pictures from that night. I thought immediately the seating arrangement was interesting because nobody that we thought would sit by each other was sitting by each other. So according to Noelle, based off of Campire, it's like a 2.5 hour interview, y'all. If y'all want to go watch it or listen to it, she talks very fast and very animated, but it's entertaining. So Summer had an issue with Bria and Shanice even being invited. Now, this is a cast event. This is not just we are going to get tickets to the game. This is something that Bravo set up and got them tickets for, which is why they were sitting courtside. Okay, so so I guess Summer had an issue that Shanice and Bria were even invited. She didn't want them to be there for whatever for whatever reason. She didn't want them there. So I guess Summer was telling Jordan and Jasmine that she was going to F Bria and Shanice up because they were there. Why? Why you want to fight at the Barclays? I don't understand that. It was Noelle and Bria. Oh, she didn't want Noelle. Okay, she didn't want Noelle and Bria there. Thank you. She didn't want them there. Then I guess she got drunk because that's what Summer does. So Summer got drunk and got kind of belligerent. And then she, I guess, got into it with Jordan and Shanice at the Barclays for whatever reason. And I thought that, I guess the way that they used to say it, she always stayed with Jordan when they went to New York. Nonetheless, she got into it with them and her phone died. So Noelle let, what's her name? Summer go back to her apartment. Mess. The moral of the story is that Summer is a drunkard that shows her ass. And we all drink, most of us, right? Everybody has been drunk a time or two before, but there's a difference between being drunk and then being goofy, or if you're a drunk that gets tired, or if you're a drunk that likes to dance. Those are all cool, but when you're the drunk that gets angry and belligerent, that takes everything to a complete different level because nobody wants to be bothered with that. One of my friends, when she gets drunk, everything is funny to her. She laughs. All she does is laugh, and like, it's funny, it's cool. I have another friend that when she gets drunk, she likes to hug people. She just be hugging on folks. That's cool. That's fine. I have another friend, when she gets drunk, she gets tired. She be ready to go to sleep. I've had a friend that's been the angry, belligerent drunk, and it's not fun. Because for one, it blows everybody else's buzz. And two, like, you're reckless. You can't be drunk and then trying to fight us. We're not your enemy. So for whatever reason, she started fighting and shit with Jordan and Shanice at the Barclays after the picture, apparently. And then when she got back to Noelle's house with Jasmine, I guess she got into it with them again. Go back to LA, stay there, and go lay on somebody's couch. There's an issue there. And I don't like to call people crazy because that's not nice. But you got to get to the root of why you can't hold your liquor and why you don't know how to stop. We all know when we're getting drunk. We all know when we're at that point. Everybody knows. My face goes numb. My face starts to tingle. I can always tell when it's like, yeah, I don't need anymore. And then at their ages, they're like early 30s, right? You know when you've had too much to drink and when it's time to stop. You can't be fighting with the people that you're there with, though. That's silly. I believe Noelle, yeah. The Barclays situation just made everything seem very, very real. Because I kind of feel like what reason would Noelle have to lie? Like, what would Noelle have to gain from making up this story? I guess that's the thing. I'm not sure I believe Noelle. She pursued Alex even after throwing him or knowing he's a sneaky link. She never let Summer walk away. Summer should have never touched her, but how many times did Noelle prevent her? Yeah, we can agree with that, though. Noelle got pushed because Summer kept saying, get off me, leave me alone, and she wouldn't. Yeah. She said on Watch What Happens Live, she didn't pursue Alex. I guess she corrected herself on Empire. Which is funny because that's Jasmine's best friend. Who? Mariah is, but I think Summer came on the show as Jasmine's friend too. Something wrong with Jasmine's circle of friends, if we're being honest. I still can't get over Noelle snuck Destiny and Kyle from Love Island in the house the same weekend. Destiny from Love Island is apparently Noelle's like chapter sister. Noelle said the reason why Summer told her that Summer and Alex hung out was because Summer was probably dating her roommate. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to watch nothing that's that long on Instagram for sure. So I watched it on YouTube and I just kind of skipped ahead to the part where she was talking about the stuff that went on in the house that production just chose not to show. But I think the most interesting part about all of this is the fact that they had a house vote to get her out of here that they chose not to show. That they chose not to air. Anger issues. See why you not Summer, Roxy? You see why I told you that's not you? Summer, she's unstable. She's unhinged for sure. All their sneak dissing and division cost them the bag. I honestly don't even think that their beef is what paused the show. I don't. Because if production was smart, you pit Jasmine and Jordan against each other and then you build the show that way. That brings in drama, that brings in ratings. So I don't think it's the drama of the cast, because coming out of this reunion and the stuff that we're learning now, the next season will be fire. With all the drama that they have going on now, the next season would be fire. I think it might just come down to, I think they're recasting, to be honest. I think they didn't get a house in time. I think they're recasting. I think they're going to send some of these people over to the original Summer House. And I think that they're going to save some, and then they're going to just do a recast. Who they're going to save, I don't know. I'm starting to think Summer has a drinking problem. She might. Summer needs therapy and a little rehab. Yeah, nobody likes the angry drunk. Like, you kill the groove. You just kill the groove. We don't want the angry drunk. Summer was telling them Noelle, Bria, Jasmine. Oh, yes. Yes. So when Summer got to Noelle's house, she was telling Jasmine and them that Jordan and Shanice be talking shit about them. So it's like, but remember we've said that, like everybody's been saying, when it's Mad Day, then Summer starts telling everybody's business. You can't trust nobody like that. You can't trust nobody like that. If I feel like you're going to run and tell my business, then we can't be friends. We cannot be friends. I'm a drunk that gets sick and sings. I don't know if I can kick it with you either, Patty. You can't be taking care of no sick drunk now. I don't know, Patty. We might have to leave you back at home. Just kidding. Summer really played herself on the show. I hope she chooses peace through sobriety because alcohol is kicking her ass for real. Summer came from Jordan because she interviewed Jordan. Summer came onto the show through Jasmine. She said she knew Jordan, but she came on as Jasmine's friend because they were like working on the script or something together. But she did know Jordan before she knew Jasmine. What is the age group of White Summer House? I have no idea. They look very old in the face though, so I don't know. Noelle started talking about the Natalie thing. I'm a sleepy drunk. Who doesn't want them back in Martha's Vineyard? Probably the residents of Martha's Vineyard. It's probably the residents of Martha's Vineyard. Hey, Empress. All right, y'all. Another 4 minutes. And then I'm going to call it one. I think Summer is just like that and gets worse with alcohol. That may just be her real personality. She just seems very chaotic. She just seems very, very chaotic, you know? They do. I watched Winter House, which has some of the Summer House people. They look real, you know. They don't age the best. So you never really know how old they are because, you know, they don't age the best. So I don't know. Not quite sure. But the show is on pause, y'all. So, you know, maybe we'll see you guys next season. Maybe not. But I feel like there's no point to even keep talking about the show. To be real, I'm sure the cast is gonna once the contracts like dry up, I'm sure the cast will do some more interviews. I'm sure we'll get more behind the scenes stuff. We'll probably find out sooner. No. We'll find out later than sooner the fate of the show. I mean, the show could be canceled, but I honestly think that they're just doing like a big recast and they're going to just clean house with the show and they're going to keep Jasmine for sure. I feel like they're going to keep Preston for sure. And I think they're going to keep Jordan for sure and then build around them because those are the network pets. So too much alcohol ages you. It does. It sure does. Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining, Celeste. This is my first time being able to stay to the end. We get a little long-winded over here sometimes, unnecessarily. All right, y'all. Make sure that you guys go support all the other content creators that Monique put into the chat. Go tell... Wait, hold on. Some of the black residents of Martha's Vineyard are old money elite. I'm sure they're mortified. Their flabbers are gasted watching the show. To see it in real time is one thing. To go back and watch the show and see how they cutting the food, they don't want them back there. Noelle slip up and said the Jamaica crew iced out Bria, which makes no sense because Summer attacked Bria and Preston only had. I don't think the entire. No. She didn't say they iced out Bria. That's not what she said. She said that Bria felt a way that she was not always invited to things with them. She didn't say they iced her out. She said she felt the way that she wasn't always invited. But again, everybody can't be invited to everything. We're adults. We gotta understand that at some point. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.